But first, we're going to talk a little bit about customer service with a man who knows a lot about that. He is Kurt Schroeder. He is the Chief Customer Service Officer for Avtex. Hi there, Kurt. How are you?
I'm doing great, Roshini. How are you? And happy Easter.
Happy Easter to you. Thank you so much. Now, Avtex, I understand, is a full-service customer service consulting and solution provider. And would you say customer service is taking a hit during COVID times, or are you learning new things?
Well, I think now during COVID times is an opportunity for organizations to let their customer service shine. So, I don't think it's taking a hit. I think the creative companies are stepping into it. They're looking for ways to service their loyal customers and keep them loyal through this. And they're inventing new ways of providing better experiences in the midst of this crisis.
We've been getting regular, I'm just going to use Delta as an example. I had several flights between the end of March and April that I had to basically cancel, but I am getting credits from Delta, and I think I had a couple flights on American. That is very helpful to know that money just didn't go out the window.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And Delta is doing some things proactively too. So similar to you, I travel quite a bit. I'm one of those intergalactic diamond flyers with Delta, and they proactively reached out to their frequent flyers saying, "Hey, you know what? Don't worry about status. Whatever status you had in 2019, we'll keep that status for you in 2020 and 21." And so there's a lot of things that organizations are doing proactively forward. As an example, I was working with their consumer credit customers, and they have a really interesting plan going on where they waive or defer 3 months, and then they actually pay 3 months. And so there's some organizations that are just doing some very creative things to provide service and a great experience to their customers.
What can customers do, Kurt? If they're concerned, are there ways you would advise them to talk with some of the organizations they do business with?
Yeah, so I think there's a couple things that need to take place. One is, in any kind of customer service experience, there's two very important things that the customer, the consumer, is looking for. So one, they have a functional need. In other words, what do they want to accomplish? Why are they even reaching out to you? Why are they calling you? And then the second one, that's just as important, if not sometimes more important, is how do they want to feel about you during that experience or during that customer service experience? And so in the middle of crisis, what companies need to do is take both those things into consideration. How do I meet their functional need? How do I meet the consumer's functional need? Help them achieve what they're looking to do? And then how do I want them to feel about me? And especially in the midst of crisis, the emotional needs that I have as a consumer change. I need to feel that my time is respected. I need to feel safe. And so there are certain things that companies can do. So, for example, we work with a lot of credit unions and regional banks, and since branches are essentially closed, except for drive-through, but the branch employees have been rotated to the contact center, the call center, and we were able to stand up 100 to 200 additional call center agents, if you will, in the matter of just days, so they can safely take calls from home. And so then you don't get that dreaded, we're expecting higher than normal call volume as your wait time is 3 hours. Well, my wait time is 3 hours. You're not really valuing my time as you should.
Exactly.
So you see companies really doing a lot of different things to make sure they're meeting the needs, functional and emotional needs of their customers.
I'm talking with Kurt Schroeder. He is the customer service executive, chief executive for Avtex, the chief experience officer, I should say, for Avtex, which is a full service customer experience consulting and solution provider. You mentioned some of these different brands. I've had some experiences with U.S. Bank, which is my bank, and just you talk about kind of the emotion. Just when they're able to just ask me how I'm doing, they have a smile on their face, you can hear the smile through the phone line. That sets the tone in a really nice way, Kurt.
Yeah, it really does, and you're alluding to something else that's very important. There's a direct correlation between the customer experience that companies are providing as well as the experience they provide their employees during this time. So we got to keep in mind that these employees are having the same anxieties, the same stresses that their customers are having. So the more the company can do to make sure that their employees' needs are being met and that their emotional needs are being met, then that really allows them to have a smile on their face and to serve the consumer better. So customer experience does not happen in a vacuum. It happens because companies are also taking really good care of their employees. So let me give you an example of that. I had to take my car in for service. And I went into brought it into the car dealer. We had the appropriate amount of social distancing, and I just asked them. I said, "How are you guys doing?" And he said, he goes, the dealership has been really good to us. They buy us lunch every day, and here is the neat thing about it: they buy us lunch from different local, either bar and grills or different food outlets in the little town where I live. And I just thought, that's really interesting. So not only are they taking care of their employees, but they're helping the community as well by trying to keep some of those restaurants open.
Yeah, and if you're welcome to give them a shout out if you want to, right here on our air. That car dealer that's doing that.
Towards New Prague, and it was Jeff Belzer's.
All right. Well, great, and it's a good inspiration for other businesses. Well, Kurt Schroeder, thank you so much, Chief Customer Experience Officer for Avtex. We'll have you back because this pandemic will be over one day. We'd love to have you back to talk about some of those lessons and kind of the new world order when it comes to customer service and customer experience.
I would love that. And Roshini, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and thank you for your time. I appreciate it.